Project Rocket works to combat bullying and prejudice amongst young people. The organisation's co-founder and chief executive, Lucy Thomas, is with me, and 16-year-old Vedrana Sobranovsky is a member of the Project Rocket's youth collective. You are not covered by the ban because you're outside it, correct?
Yes.
But your friends are. How are they coping?
Well, a lot of them haven't actually been banned off of platforms, and if they have, they don't have access to social media, and since half of us are actually on the platforms, they can't really connect with us as much and as often.
Are they annoyed? Or do they just... How do they feel about it?
I've definitely heard some annoyance, yeah. It's definitely hard to not be able to reach out with your friends outside of school. So for those of us who are still under 16 and have friends that are all 16, have access to social media, it's definitely hard to navigate.
Now, it's too soon to know how this is going over a long period of time. It's barely been a couple of months. But from these early days, what are you seeing?
Yeah, well, as you acknowledge, we're 2 months in, so what we're seeing is really a reflection of initial experiences rather than clear outcomes. But certainly teens are reporting a really kind of wide range of measures by platforms, different ways that they're assessing age, and so some are saying it's very intense, others are saying it's really light touch. We're hearing about a 13-year-old, say, who has actually passed age verification checks while his older 18-year-old sister has had her account removed. And of course, these kinds of glitches in implementation do have social impacts for young people.
Right, but I guess there's two aspects to that, isn't there? There's whether or not the system's working as it should do, in the sense of, you know, are the right people being kept out and so forth, and then whether or not the policy point is working. What do you think?
I still think it's too soon to say. One thing I will say that's incredible is that young people are incredibly adaptive and dynamic, which you'd experience. So some of them are accepting that they're no longer on social media and they're finding other ways to connect with friends. They're relatively unaffected, whereas others, and often young people that don't have these real life supports, they're finding it really hard. They're experiencing a lot of grief and fallout because they're basically missing their community.
Now, when you, of course, you were younger, 14, 15 and so forth, and you were using these social medias, how did you find it? I mean, did you find it difficult? Did you find it taking over your life? And it takes over mine, so I mean, you know, don't worry.
I think a lot of people do find that it can take over their life in some aspects. For example, my social media use could have been a little bit too much some days, and that obviously leads to some negative impacts as well. But it also did foster a positive social connection.
Right, now, you're 16, so you can use it. Do you believe the ban's a good idea?
I would not say the ban is a good nor bad idea. I think the policymakers had a great idea behind it to remove young people from harmful content that is online. But the harmful content is still there and young people are finding ways to access it.
You see, that's the point, isn't it? You go around it, you go through it, you go over it, you go underneath it. They will still find ways to do it.
Yeah, I guess the point you're making is that young people aren't inherently rebellious rule breakers. They actually find value in these platforms, and so that's the challenge. How can we preserve the support, agency, participation, belonging, connection, while also keeping them safe online?
Right. So, would you recommend other countries do the same? Now, I know it's invidious to talk about what another country might do or should do. Would you recommend other countries look at the same?
I'm not sure about that.
Do you want me to buy you some time?
No, no. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
That is exactly the point. Because on the one hand, you can say it's a good idea. What do you think? Do you think other countries should?
Well, I'd be very cautious about importing a policy. A single policy is a one-size-fits-all. I think Australia has a very specific cultural context. We have a rich ecosystem of youth participation and organisations like Project Rocket and others that are supporting young people, you know, with digital literacy. There are also a whole range of other policy instruments that are kind of accompanying this. So on its own, I don't know, I wouldn't recommend jumping the gun. I think the rest of the world's in a great position to watch and wait and see what plays out in Australia. The biggest thing I'd add, though, the biggest learning is that if you are considering putting in place a measure like this, it's critical that you involve young people in the design as well as the implementation.
Do you feel you were involved? Do you feel young people were involved?
Well, I think they were asked questions, but I don't think we were involved fully.
Well, thank you very much for coming along this morning and talking to us about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.